Want help to grow your business? Download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, I'm Dale Beaumont and welcome to another episode of Secrets Exposed. This is the show that takes you up close and personal with world-leading business experts. And our topic for this interview is how to create a fun workplace while still being super productive. That coming up in just a moment. My special guests today are award-winning entrepreneurs and marketing experts, Francisca Iseli and Christo Hall. And our topic for this interview is how to create a fun workplace while still being super productive. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right,
Awesome to be here.
Tell us a bit about the business you run, first of all.
Well, business we run. I run the business. She just goes surfing and no, just joking.
Role reversal.
No, we have a pretty cool business. We do a lot of supporting small businesses with their marketing. So in a number of different ways, basically through education and showing them what to do. And we have a couple of programs where we work alongside the businesses to work on their marketing with them. So not just kind of like we teach, we also run a bunch of workshops. We have an awesome team. Training people to implement for team, like part of our team does implementation of marketing for small business owners as well. So kind of like the whole marketing package.
So maybe it's got a name too. It's called Basic Bananas.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
And that's really the educational part of the business. And then another part is the Business Hood, which is a separate entity, and that's our design agency where we do the implementation.
Okay, and how many staff do you have right now?
14
and staff.
14 full-timers, and then we sometimes have a few contractors when we need them. We're growing pretty rapidly.
All right, fantastic. And tell me about the accents. Where do you guys come from?
Do you have an accent? Who has an accent?
No.
You got an accent.
I think we all have an accent.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, I do have an interesting accent. Maybe I grew up in Switzerland, and I've been here in Australia for 10 years. And you're some Greek god,
I'm
you think,
Aussie,
don't
but
you?
when people see the name Christo and Francisca side by side, they think it must be a couple of euros and maybe I'm some sort of Greek god or something. No, I grew up in Sydney.
And how did you guys meet?
Australia. Good question. We met on the beach, actually. A chance encounter on the beach, Manly Beach, Sydney.
I was walking like I was a beginner surfer, and I kind of, just flaunted my new surfboard on the beach. I'm like, maybe I pick someone
like the
up.
helpless.
No, actually, that's not true. But I came here almost 11 years ago on a scholarship from my university in Geneva, and so I was studying at Sydney University. And while I was living there in Manly, I also met this person who was running a magazine. So I started writing for a magazine in my spare time, and I was writing this article about surfing and girls in the surf because I got really interested in surfing, and I started surfing and just like on my own. I didn't take lessons, broke my foot and all sorts of weird things. And so I went down to the surf school in Manly to interview someone to get quotes from my article. And Christo at that time, 11 years ago, was managing the school. So I walked in and I said, hey, can I interview someone? I've got a few questions about surfing and what's the dynamic with girls in the surf. And so they said, oh, you can ask this guy. And so I met Christo. He just came out of the surf. It was winter with a wetsuit on and just all these freckles. And I'm like, this is awesome. So I interviewed him. The freckles did it. The freckles did it. So I interviewed Christo.
It's called
and
sun damage in Australia, but it works for
it works for a euro.
Yeah.
Euro. We don't have a lot of that in Switzerland because we don't really see sun that much. And so that's how we met first. And then he obviously tried to convince me to be with him for a long time.
So it's the first marketing job that you guys had. So you've been together, obviously, ever since, and you now run your agency together. And you've also created some content for us specifically around marketing, and people can search for that on our sites as well. But we're not talking about marketing specifically in this interview. We're going to be talking about how to create a fun workplace while still being super productive. And I thought as a bit of an introduction to what we're going to talk about, I'm going to show a few photos now of things that you guys typically do at work. And so So we're going to kind of go through, and then I'm going to ask the question that I know I've been thinking for a while, and I'm sure you'll be thinking after you see these photos as well. Here we've got, I'm guessing you guys in a plane, right?
Yeah, seaplane.
Seaplane.
Okay,
Yeah,
seaplane.
that's Christmas party.
All right, we've got some paddle boards here, stand-up paddle boards.
That's a board meeting.
At the board meeting, okay. Another boat.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, cool. So,
That's playing with a hose.
In front of a bar.
okay. Another
Board
Board
meeting.
meeting again.
board
yeah.
meeting, great. So what are you guys doing
Friday
here? What's
meetings
this about?
often happen on the
That
beach.
was a hip hop inspired day. We were all hip hoppers.
Hip hoppers, okay,
Yeah.
great.
Sometimes
We
do
came up with a
fancy,
rap. Even we created a whole rap. We
made a
filmed the
film
whole
clip.
thing. We can maybe send a link or something.
That
so
would
it
be cool.
Can be checked
We
out.
sometimes do a fancy Friday,
Fancy Friday.
and a fancy Friday will have a theme and things too.
And here we
little
have
parties.
Pat, one of our team members. He's into flamenco music. He loves it, and he has mentors to learn how to play the flamenco guitar. So we had a flamenco party, a flamenco night.
Okay, great. Now we've got some
Meditation.
people lying on the floor, so meditation.
That's
okay,
meditation.
great.
Yep.
And
Ski party.
Ski party.
ski party. Okay, cool. So there's a bit of a collage there of a typical sort of
Typical day.
in your office. So the question that everyone wants to know is, do you guys get any work done when you've got a business like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do get a lot of work done, definitely, and I agree. It might look like there's a lot going on there, which there is. Typically almost every week there's things that happen. Like a lot of those things there, we might actually be working, just doing it in a different setting as well. Like there's some photos there where we're on the beach and things. We do a Friday team meeting and it's mobile. So someone might come up with an idea, let's do it, walk around the lake, let's do it sitting on the beach. Oftentimes they happen on the beach when it's warm weather. It's only about 10 minutes to walk from our office, so that one's productive. However, we do get work done.
I think
Otherwise,
it's all about, and there's like countless research on when you're happy, when you have happiness in your life, you're actually a lot more productive. And I can't refer to exactly the specifics of the research, but I know that if you're happy, you are usually more productive. You're even more successful. They have studied lots of people what creates success, and it's often happiness. So all of these activities, it does look like even, people sometimes think, hey, do you ever do anything? Because we travel a lot. I mean, you travel so much too with your family, but you would probably realize that doing that, you actually, when you come home, you get so much done. And I do actually think we are more productive because we do activities that take you out of your office and, fresh air and stuff like that. There's also a new thing in Sweden, actually, where they're trying to push for 6-hour workday. Have you heard about that one?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, because they've figured out that, people get the same amount done in 6 hours than you can get done in 8 hours if you can be more effective with your time.
productivity
so it's kind of
peaks
almost,
anyway. It definitely too, like the team will work hard. If they know, okay, from 3 o'clock we're all going to head to Palm Beach to walk up to a lighthouse or something, we'll see them working, and they know it's fun things that we're going to do, and they kind of put their head down and probably be doing that, cramming the work, doing it a bit more fast, a bit more effectively anyway. And then things like pulling everyone aside to do, like there was the meditation, the one lying on the floor there, a meditation. Everybody's experienced that, especially entrepreneurs and probably all the, the viewers understand, we all go through it where we've got a lot to do and we're kind of locked in, and we end up by 3 PM, you're kind of full of just different ideas and maybe not as effective anymore. So then we say, okay, everybody stop. And we just pull out. And sometimes it can feel like, I have to do more. And sometimes a team member will say, I really can't. And that's okay. No one's pressured to do any of this stuff. But, we'll say, look, come and do it. You'll feel better. And everyone sits down, and it might be just 10 minutes. And we'll just, one of the guys will time it. We do 10 minutes, we come back, and then we're firing with a clear head, and once again, it's like cleared the fog. Now I can see what I actually need to get done before the end of the day.
Because a skeptical person would say, activities like this are a waste of time, but that's not your experience at all. In fact, it's created more time.
And not
for you
even
guys.
just that. I think it's that, like productivity, I think goes up when you're like happy and you're fresh and hey, I just came back. We even encourage these guys. Our office is so close to the beach. We say, hey, whenever you need a break, go for a swim. And they do that quite often. They're like, hey, I'm going to go for a quick swim. They come back and they're firing. But not just that, stuff like that, especially like activities together, it really creates a great vibe within the office, and people like each other, they support each other, they help each other. So it's not just the productivity, but even the environment to work in, because they get along, because we do obviously team challenges together. It really also creates that awesome culture that they want to be there.
And I know that, I know you guys, I know you're doing that with a pure intent because, it's who you are and you love it. But another way of looking at this is a recruitment tool at the end of the day, because if you're trying to, if your business is trying to attract top talent, and they see this is the type of environment that you have created, who's not going to want to work for a company like that, and you get better quality people, oftentimes for a lower rate, because it's not always about the money.
Yeah, exactly. We get a lot of interns. We have people always traveling we get a lot of Dutch interns because we have an affiliation with a university there. We get a lot of Americans, and I think it's the same thing. They see what we do and they want to be part of it, but there's obviously a fine line of, on social media, you see all this stuff, you're like, oh my God, these guys have a blast, there mustn't be a lot done. So you have to be careful when they come to actually say, hey guys, we actually do work. So when we work and we don't distract, and it's not just that's what you see. So it's actually a fine line to know, hey, this is a cool company to work for, but we also work like crazy. Like sometimes it's the same, because we travel a lot, so sometimes even my friends are like, are you ever working? And they don't see, I don't post a picture of me like late at night, at midnight, like doing some work still, that I've been going all day, but that's...
So I think the message here, like this is not obviously what you do the whole day, this is maybe 10%, but the thing is it's still 10%. Most companies are 0%.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's not about...
To continue enjoying this presentation, download Bryn, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit bryn.ai or search the App Store today.